Like, I'm actually really proud of myself for hitting 300, and the fact that I just can't seem to stop is another great achievement.
So you're gonna hit 365 before the first, right?
uh, I mean, that would be impressive, but those would be very short books. Those would be like maybe at least 100 pages. But I can get through like 100 pages in maybe an hour, not even an hour, 45 minutes maybe. Depends. It
Okay.
depends.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's intense. It took me a shift and a half to read that whole book. That whole
Did you
300
actually
and
read it?
yeah.
I listened to it.
I skipped over the 35 seconds worth of sexy time stuff because it was mostly just blue balls.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to the Pretty Little Death, guys. And we read a Christmas special this month. Nigel requested it. I had something else. And he was like, hey, it's December. We should read something Christmassy. And
Mhm.
this being our second season of The Pretty Little Death, we have never done a Christmas special.
And we shouldn't.
We really shouldn't. Okay. Oh my gosh, Nigel. Okay. I was talking about this with Ash
Hmm.
today, with Smash. I'm sorry, with Smash today at work.
Okay.
Because you told me, "Oh, I'm like halfway through." And I said, "Cool, I'll start it the next day because I was already in the middle of a book, so I needed to finish that before I could start one." And the next day I tried. I think I texted you while I was at my lunch that I was only at 12% and I had already
Hold on. Oh
spent
no, no. It was 9%.
9%.
I will bring
9%.
up the messages currently. Hold on. So this for a little behind the curtain for everybody. Um, I let's see. I got to go back to where it was. Uh,
While you look
I
for
see.
it, we
I got
read
so. It,
How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn, which was released last year, I found out.
it's on KU for anybody who
It
wants to go
is
back and give it a shot.
it
Um,
is on KU. Reminder to anybody who's listening and wants to actually read these books with us, along with us, and submit your questions because you can do that. We announce the day after episode release on the Discord what book is going to be next.
Also, there's a book suggestions tab in the Discord that we are
Yeah.
always looking for people to have their input on.
Yeah, I put books in there all the time that I think are really good, but other people can send in their suggestions for books that they think were bad or good and want us to read, and
So,
definitely should do that.
so our conversation went 21%. Not sure how you're going to feel about this one. To which the response I got was, "It's How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, I'm looking forward to how awful." Then I sent 58%, and she said, "I'll get started today." And then the next thing I got was, "Somehow I'm only at 9%." And then I was like, "Done." And she's like, "Damn, I hate it. Only 12% in."
Okay, so I picked this. That's what Smash reminded me. She was like, "Didn't you pick this title?" And I was like, "Yes, because Nigel requested a holiday special." I
It's
picked
both of our
it.
fault. It's both of our
It's
fault.
so bad. Uh,
It okay. So
okay. I see
since
what
we're
they were
starting,
trying to do.
I also see what they were trying to do, and I think they tried too hard.
Um, and it kind of fell apart probably about a quarter of the way
30
in.
pages in.
Oh, that too. Uh, uh Honestly, always skip over the little blurbs on the top of a chapter. Like if it's not part of a chapter, then I'm not really paying attention. Except for the one time, the first time that Cole, I think, is introduced in his own chapter
Oh,
and he's
when he
conversing with the
argues with the
narrator.
narrator, I read that and I was like, "Oh no."
Oh
That
my
was literally
God.
I
And he's
so
the only one that does it throughout the
I
entirety of the book.
I showed it to my coworker, right? You know who I'm talking about. We will refer
Yes.
to her as the coworker.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Is he really arguing with the narrator?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is chapter 2."
Yeah. Hold on. I don't have my Kindle with. Oh, I do have my Kindle with me, but I'm not pulling that up right now. I'm pulling out. This is okay. Okay. Before I get too far into the weeds
Oh,
with this one.
hold on. No, you know what? I think that we should. So just because look, he does argue with the narrator. However, at one point, I'm not sure. This is my thing. Okay, the narrator. I'm not sure. He might be God.
I think okay. This is what it is. I think he's supposed to be Sir Anthony Hopkins from the 2002, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, starring Jim Carrey and all of those other great actors that I cannot think of right now. That is
So
what this is supposed to be, it's like okay. Honestly, it would have been better if she went with the original.
So it's here's an example of when Cole argues with the narrator, right? So narrator, he can't keep his eyes off her. She's much too pretty, and everyone can see it, even the judging committee. Will it make him lose? Will he forget how to sew? Will he only think about how well she grips his penis and can blow? That's a line out of this. And then he says, "Come on, can you not right now? I'm trying to focus." Narrator, says the man who keeps looking over its story with hearts in his eyes. That that's because this is a romance. Am I supposed to look at her like she's a piece of trash hanging out of a dumpster? Don't you get mouthy with me. I have control over your pants, and I have no problem splitting them so your dilly dong falls right out because, oops, I forgot to put underwear on you. Jesus Christ. Lucky for you, I'm allowing you to wear a thong today, so when you bend over, everyone sees your choice of underwear. Fuck no. Too late. On with the story. Dude, are you wearing a thong? Yeah.
I was okay. So after my text with you, I had this. I did rent it from. I borrowed it from KU on the 28th of November. Okay, I didn't start reading it until a couple of days ago. Now we are recording this well before Christmas Eve because the release day is Christmas Eve. But okay, I did not start reading it until a couple of days ago. And I could
Mm-hmm.
not, Monday, and I could not get into it. So I did what any self respecting critic of literature would do to get through a book they had absolutely no interest in. I bought it on Audible because it's the only place I could find it for
Uh-huh.
$5 and listened
That
to it at 2.5 speed.
I think you paid about $4 too much for it.
Some particulars of this book, okay? This is book one of two,
Oh, two, yeah. I thought it was three, but
okay? Nope, I only see two. Megan Quinn. It is a traditionally published book, a New York Times bestseller author, which honestly, let's be real,
means
it
nothing.
means absolutely jack diddly. It is 482 pages long.
I'm well aware.
The audiobook was I think 13 hours on
Uh-huh.
one speed on speed times one. I listened to it at 2.5 because I had to. I finished it today.
I was lucky enough that we had two very slow days at work, and I was able to breeze through it.
Oh my
So
god, it was awful. Okay, okay. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not a
Oh my
fast
gosh.
reader.
Oh my gosh. The second one is called Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal.
Yes, it is. And you know what? It's not from either story or Cole's perspective. It is from Max's
I
perspective.
knew it was going to be. These stories are never a through story. It's always like, oh, it's a town. And
And this
okay.
time, Max, aka Atlas, it had to be Max because Cole is a Grinch-like character. But
Yeah.
anyways, Max is the one who's trying to win
The
the Christmas Kringle
Kringle. Yeah.
competition.
Yeah. I heard that in the epilogue.
Oh,
Um
for those of you out there, we've jumped ahead of ourselves a wee bit.
okay, so keep in mind 2002 How the Grinch Stole Christmas starring Jim Carrey. This is
Yeah,
superimposed story on a Hallmark Christmas romance with, and I will say that the smut did not show up until like 55, 60% way
Six,
through the book.
63% of the way through the book. My Kindle told me.
Um, I will say it would have been a better story if there wasn't any smut.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, like the smut ruined it. Like the romance, like after I got over the fact that this was trying to be how the Grinch stole Christmas, um the smut just ruined it.
It was a cute-ish story at first, and then it tried too hard. I think that by including the like the poetry at the beginning of the chapters, it really took away from it
Yeah.
because it was badly done and the rhyming scheme was awful. And half the time, it like they rhymed. Well, there was a few times that they rhymed the same words.
It was summarizing the chapter before the chapter even happened.
Uh-huh. And then the other part that drove me crazy about this book was, so for anybody who's at home, we all know that the critic's favorite type of book is first person. Um, so
It's
this is
only
double.
mentioned every single episode.
This is double first person.
Oh
It
my
is first person from
gosh.
Story's perspective, and it is first person from Cole's perspective on rotating chapters or alternating chapters. However, it is written in the same voice for both characters.
Yeah.
That
I
was the thing that threw me for a loop. I was like, oh, like if I didn't know any better, you could have just said that this was all written from Story or Cole's perspective.
It would have been believable if it was all just Story's perspective.
If
The
they just changed it from, if they had, it literally all they did was instead of like changing the voice, they just went she, he. That's it.
the listening to the majority of it was this is a major gripe I have with first person. You are hearing the person describing everything, so it's already fourth wall breaking because of how they interact with the audience. But then there's also these times where like the character that is telling the story is having an inner thought, which doesn't make sense because it's all supposed to be their inner fucking thoughts. And it happened so much that listening to it was disorienting.
Yeah, and because there were times in a chapter where they would go from Story to, oh, mind you, Story is the main, the
Yeah,
female
our female main
protagonist.
character.
There's not a
Yes,
protagonist or an antagonist, but
yes. Our main
so yeah, main
character,
character.
female main character, storyteller, and our male main character is Cole Black.
Yeah, Cole Black, really, or Connor if you go with the first name. Um, Not really. So that don't read it, but read it.
Don't read it. Save
So
yourself.
this is two in a row where I've just been like, don't.
Don't read it. Don't read it. It's
So
it's
as a story, if you get to the smut part and you don't read it, ignore it, keep moving on until it gets past it. It's actually a halfway decent like Christmas. It feels like a Lovemark movie.
It is. And that's what I'm saying. It was a Hallmark Christmas special with How the Grinch Stole Christmas on top of it, and it didn't even make sense. Like the whole premise, why? Okay, I get in the end the whole reveal and stuff like that. I'm not going to spoil it for those sad saps who are going to actually read this book, but like
I pity you.
it does not make sense that all of this would have happened this way. I don't really understand his anger with her in the very beginning, the whole reason that he joined the Christmas Cheermeister contest.
Because she talked shit about the.
Yes, but I mean, he didn't care about the town.
Nope.
He
Well, he
doesn't.
pretended he didn't. He pretends he doesn't. Because he's too cool. He's Coal Black, man.
He started caring about the town after his parents' death because the town showed up for him. But before
Exactly.
that, he didn't give two shits. The only reason that he was out there is because the cute girl from next door was meeting him outside.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Cute redhead who hung out on his porch.
yes, he didn't really care about, like, the only reason he cared about Christmas is because it was a big deal for his mom and his dad. But they didn't really participate in the town bullshit.
Nope.
So, like, it didn't make sense that that was the tipping point of his anger. I would understand if, like, he had said something and she had spurned him and then not shown up for 10 years. But then again, like the whole thing with her not coming back to town was because she embarrassed herself on stage 1 year. What about the year before when she did something to the cocoa stash, or the year before that where she tipped over the tree? Like those weren't
I
embarrassing enough. Like,
I
oh,
think
you
that was
threw a
all the
lady.
same year.
I thought it was a couple of different. It was spread
It
out
might
over
have
the
been,
couple of years.
but like the because of the fact they don't get to it, and like she just had the worst time ever at the town. Like I think what they were trying to hint at is that it was all in the same year, but it was written like it was four separate occasions.
Right. So like I don't get it. Like why would one, if it all happened in 1 year, okay, pretty bad, but you grew up in this town.
Yeah. Time does not
So,
exist in this. Time does
no.
not exist in this book. There's no like semblance of being able to follow the like chronologically what's happening, other than like you know what competition is coming up, kind of, because they just sort
Yeah.
of say that there's a bunch of competitions, and then right before they do the competition, it's like the day of, and you're like, has it been a week? Has it been a
Right.
year? Has it been
What
a
has been
month?
happening? Like this is all supposed to be happening in the month of December. It's like a ramp up to Christmas. And this is like Christmas town. I get it. Okay. Whatever. Um Also, this entire month I thought this woman had a job. Like,
She works from home. She edits Lovemark
yeah,
movies.
but what, like, when does she do that?
So they talk about they did. I will give them credit. They did cover that because like she just conveniently was taking a break at the moment from editing Lovemark movies.
Then why bring it up at all when, like, her sister was like, no, I'm going to be here to help you? And she was like, cool, that means I can go back home and do my job. And her
Well,
sister was
she was
like, you
lying.
could do your job anywhere.
She was lying to her sister, and that also got slightly addressed. They touched on it for like a line, if that. It's so like if I was listening to it, it would have been a throwaway bit.
Honestly, she should have just shown up with no with a dark past, never spoken again, no job, and gotten a position in a coffee shop and where the gazebo is in front of, and
Yeah.
meet Cole. Then, like, that would have been a better story, and just like every other
Or
Christmas Hallmark
or even
romance.
like play more into the Lovemark movie thing. So it sounds like I'm an idiot and I'm just saying Lovemark and I'm getting it wrong when you guys think that I mean Hallmark. But no, in the movie it's called Lovemark because copyright is a thing and
Yeah.
trade infringement, except for everything else that they freaking copyright infringe in the
Oh
book.
yeah. There's Martha and May
Yep.
Behuvier. There's
Aunt
obvi-
Cindy.
and Cindy Louise.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I didn't know Taryn's name was absolutely out there. Of course, there's Max, which is just a shortening of his last name. Santa is Bob Kringle,
Yep. And
and
also
town.
Max is Cole, who is like the Grinch in this case. Max, the dog,
Yep,
is his sidekick. Max's real name is Atlas.
yeah. And only story will call him Atlas.
That's
Everybody
it.
else calls him Max. And he does show up with some dog ears and a horn on his head because during one of the competitions, you have to do a Christmas song, a Christmas
A Christmas
carol.
movie reenactment.
And no, this was for, what's that?
Yeah, that was the reenactment
Yeah.
scene
So
when they did the Thunder Down Under thing.
they did Thunder Down Under, a la the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and
Uh-huh.
again 2002, because apparently that's the only one that matters.
The Jim Carrey one, yeah, because they put on the lederhosen and blah
And
blah blah.
yep, and it's so bad. It's so bad. I did like that they had references to other Christmas movies. I thought that I'm getting stuck on other people's names. Like the vet's name was Pedigree, Doctor
Yeah.
Pedigree. Anyways, there was a Die Hard reference. There was Meet
Uh-huh.
Me in St. Louis, which is one of
Mhm.
my favorite Christmas movies, which is not technically a Christmas movie.
Well, neither is Die Hard 2,
Die Hard 2, that's true. Die
because
Hard,
that's the one that she did, remember?
she did she did do that, which I actually think they are. It is technically a Christmas movie. It is happening around Christmas. It's all in snow and in December, and the Holly is trying to get back to LA to spend Christmas with the family.
In Die Hard 2?
Yeah. Okay, hold
Maybe.
on. Hold
You
on.
might be right. I
Hold
don't.
on.
I watched Die Hard more than I've watched Die Hard 2. So
Is Die Hard 2 set around Christmas? Yes, Die Hard 2 is set around Christmas, specifically on Christmas Eve, with John McClane arriving at the Dulles airport to pick up his wife Holly for the holidays when terrorists take over the airport. So, Die
okay.
Hard 2 is a Christmas movie as well,
Okay.
which means that they misspoke in the
Well,
book.
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
So, but that's probably because they've never seen Die Hard 2. Because everybody
probably
was like, "Oh,
not.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie."
Yep.
The only movie that
Including
evidently
my
the only movie they've
husband.
ever seen. Everybody evidently the only movie they've ever seen is either the 2002 Jim Carrey The Grinch or Lovemark movies.
Yep. So, I can't believe this was 400 and something pages long. And I'm
Oh, I
sorry
can.
you had to read it. I can't believe you read it. I would have expected you to listen to it like I did.
It was free on KU,
I
and I
mean,
was like, "Why not?"
yeah. Yes. Nigel, this way. Nigel is now a KU member. So everybody snaps for him. Snaps for him. Okay.
And of course, the first KU book that I read is this.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I've read
Okay.
worse. I can say
I
that. Not by much.
The fact that the sister was the one who stole Christmas.
Yeah. Like the sister, and also like the fact that they gave her that chapter just to do that
They should have left
really
that
kind of like
chapter out. Still have it happen, just remove that chapter.
it would have been way better for it would have been for to cut out that chapter. And then when Cole comes home, he sees that everything's messed up. He sees the tracks going back. He accuses Story.
Yep.
Story freaks out, and then her and Taryn have a conversation where they have a come to Jesus moment.
Yep. And I thought it was so awful that they had their come to Jesus moment before this all happened.
Yeah.
And then, like, Story admitted her feelings immediately after. Which, I mean, okay, that part I get. Again, take out the whole chapter of Taryn stealing Christmas from Cole. And, like, still have, I guess, kind of the bookend. No, don't have the bookend. The whole fucking sister thing just threw me. Like, Taryn didn't need
Yeah.
to be there.
No, not at all. Not in the least bit.
She really didn't add anything except for to add this subplot of, oh, we're going to steal Christmas just before the end. Because it quite literally was like 3 chapters before the end.
It was, yeah.
And
All right, let's see.
I have so
Yeah.
little to talk about this book and because of how bad it was.
Yeah, do we? I mean, do we want to breeze through the questions because it's going to be easy, I think, for all of us.
Maybe. I think I have, I thought it was fair that neither Story or Cole won Kringle.
I'm glad that neither of them won. Also,
Since that was the whole
I
impetus for this story.
also we'll get to that. We'll get to that. The plot hole.
Oh, yes, yes. Which one?
Okay, so we'll start with the first question. Why not?
Well,
I've got
hold
it
on.
written
We
down.
we haven't even hit our halfway point.
Oh,
We're
God, I
not
feel like we've been
even
talking about this book for a year. Oh my
No.
gosh. This
Okay.
book is
So,
okay, sorry. Whew, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, folks. That's how bad this book was. Like,
oh my gosh. Okay, so I will say this. The
okay, no.
audiobook had 2 voice actors, a male and a female, and the male
Oh,
did
that's nice.
take on all of the male roles that was they were very, very good, believe it or not. I did see I do see the issue with the tone of the writing fitting the character, because I'm gonna say this right now. I fucking hated the story. She was insipid.
She was a child. She was
Oh my
super
god. Yes.
like it if you want to know what it's like for a 13-year-old girl to write about grown-up romance, this is it.
And this, more so, a 13-year-old girl writing about romance and then having it professionally polished. Because I will say the writing, the prose, the technique was there. The tone was just awful.
Yeah.
It
It
just Cole, though, his backstory, his character development was actually very, very good. And
she
I
stayed
don't
exactly the same the whole time.
the Cole's character, I felt like that was an actual character. Like the
Yes.
whole his whole transformation, great. That was perfect. There was no change in her whatsoever.
No, no, she was a self-centered, just bitchy, childish,
Flighty, awful person.
whiny,
Like,
just every
my great aunt
oh
just broke a hip and she hasn't decorated for Christmas. She knows we're going to be here. What is wrong with her? Like, that was the first chapter.
hmm
And I was just like, wow. Um, yeah, no wonder your sister doesn't like you. No wonder nobody has invited you. Like, she doesn't go out and do things. She stays home, watches her television, edits her television, and then like that's all she does. That's what she's
yeah,
done every day for the last 10 years once she talks to Cole about it. Cole suffered a huge traumatic loss, still got up every day, found himself a job, found himself a purpose, tried to heal.
yeah.
She has no flippin' excuse. Awful. Awful,
The
awful, awful person.
I will say the only growth that she kind of had was when was before she started falling in love with Cole and she started being like, okay, I'm going to do this for my aunt. And she started thinking about someone other than herself. But then when she fell in love with Cole, like it was kind of like she just wanted to all she wanted was I mean, she wanted his Christmas tree.
She wanted his candy cane.
That's that you know what? Based off of yeah, that's I actually wrote that down in my notes. I wrote down candy cane question
Candy
mark.
cane. It's so bad, guys. It's so bad. Um, yeah, he
It's
joins the competition to thwart her
yeah,
because
out of
she
spite.
doesn't deserve to be Kringle for a town that she does not like and
Yeah.
hates. Pardon me. And then he really gets into it. And then he starts realizing that he doesn't really care if he wins. He just wants to spend time with her. And he
hmm
realizes that, maybe healing this bit with their relationship, which was like one of his main relationships growing up, and it was destroyed not because of his parents' death, but it didn't go much further after his
It
parents'
happened.
death.
It happened to coincide with when his parents
Yeah.
died,
And
because Story, when she was 18, was a selfish, childish, petty bitch, and as a 28-year-old, she's a selfish, childish, petty bitch.
yeah. And didn't pick up on the cues that something was wrong with her best friend, and was just ranting that the fact that she knocked an old lady into a river, and was
Not
guilty
harming
about
her.
it. She didn't harm her. She just accidentally knocked her into a river, which, first of all, who has a bandstand next to a frigid river?
Morons. In a town that is above 10,000 feet in elevation,
Yep.
in that is a Christmas themed town where they have to have heaters in the park on the AstroTurf to keep the snow off.
Yep. Yep. Poor city planning. Bob Kringle
Get your
needs to.
shit together, Bob.
Yeah. Come on, Santa. This is self-proclaimed mayor of Kringletown.
The
Okay.
head elf. He's the
Yes,
head elf.
head elf. Okay, so we are at halfway point. Thank you guys for joining us for this Christmas Eve, listening to our podcast. We really do appreciate everybody who does listen and watch our episodes. Our season break is coming up in the summer, which I know last year it was around the beginning of the year, but we are going to start doing our season break in June because we take a couple of months off for summer anyways. It's just too bloody hot in California where we're at to do this in the summer. And we
I
got other
record in my
things going
garage.
on. Yeah, we have obligations for families. Both of us have this way. Sorry. Both of us have our birthdays in the summer, so like our schedule just gets really hectic, and we just decided that the summer break is going to be our season break. And so this season's going to be a little bit longer than last, and we appreciate everyone who supports us and listens and downloads and streams us wherever you stream us. We do ask that you guys join us on the Discord and join us in the discussion. We have an AI bot there that will talk to you about books.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited. I don't know if you've seen some of the chats that the Pretty Little Death and some of us have had. Mostly me. I chat with the bot because I wanted to illustrate to a couple of people when we were at Second Friendsgiving that it was working.
Nice.
Yeah, so there is a chat box that will discuss books with you. We also have some things coming up. We have the Ink and Asteroids and the Book Was Better mega episode coming up. We should do something for this lovely thing.
Yeah, look at that
Yeah.
308.
308 over out of 300. Next year, I am not setting a goal for myself.
No, she's
Because
going for 400 next year.
no, I promised my husband I was not going to be setting a goal because
I'm setting the goal for her.
he's actually he was a real one. Okay, every couple of weeks he'd ask me, "What's your number at? Where are you on? Are you on progress for your goal?" So he did help keep me accountable, and we do appreciate an account buddy. And he was really good about that. But I promised him I wasn't going to set such a high
That's
goal.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I just read as I wanted to, not trying to reach a goal. Most of those books were over 300 pages long. But admittedly, these are a title count from Kindle, except for that one. That one was those are physical books. I only read 4 this year, a lot less than I anticipated, but that's because we haven't gotten to the Honeycut and the other Sugar Burn, or what was it? What was that series that we were reading that we haven't?
The Lioness?
Yeah, yeah, by
Yeah, book two and
Sierra.
three are out.
Yep.
Book two and three are out.
I know we need to read those and have our
We
series
do. We do.
discussion. Maybe January will be book 2.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So you guys have heard it already on the episode. We're doing book 2, which I think this is actually book 3 that I have right
Did you
here.
already read book two?
No,
You
no,
didn't already. Okay.
nope. I told you I'm not going to read until you're ready. So Salt Kiss was the first one.
Yep.
Honeycut, which is this one, is book 2. This will be
Okay.
our January read.
And then we'll do the third one at some point during the year, probably.
Yes. Well, probably that should be our the one that we finish out the season with, book 3.
Eh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
that's a good idea. I like that idea. All
Yeah,
right.
it could be the birthday book.
It could be our birthday book. Okay. Okay. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nigel, would you like to ask questions, or would you like me to ask questions?
You know what? Let's stay in the spirit of things and let's alternate questions.
Oh my good God. Okay.
You go first.
Okay, what was your overall rating for How My Neighbor Stole Christmas?
And this is 1 to 5, correct?
Yes.
Or
1
is it-
out of 5.
Okay.
5 being 5 stars or
Is
1
not
star.
what it's going to get.
Yeah, no, no, no.
I don't want to give it 1 star because it wasn't it was not enough. Yeah. That's sort of my low bar at this point, but it's definitely not anywhere close to a 5 star, which would be kind of in that Salt Kiss kind of area.
Yeah.
Um, for me at least, because I have a much my spectrum is much smaller. This is my third technically. I've read 4 smut books now.
Okay.
One was more of like a smut pamphlet. We'll get into that in the after show.
Yep.
So I would say I would probably give this. I'll give it a 2.5 because of the story.
Okay.
And that's being way too generous. I'm gonna.
Don't allow my facial expressions to sway
No,
you.
because did you hear how hard it was for me to say half?
Yeah, I did.
I'll give it a 2 because it doesn't deserve less than a 2 because like the story that they tried to go for was okay. The development that they did with Cole was okay. There was a lot of things there's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things.
But like all in all, it wasn't a terrible story. It was not what it was played to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I will agree with that. I would give it a solid 1. I'm not pulling any punches.
I can't give it a 1. Like I'm gonna, you know what? I think 1.5 is an average between us is good because like I 1 right now, like not enough is a 1, and like it's hard to drop below that book for me. It's hard to drop down to that level.
I get that. I had to go from a text to listening to it, not just on a sped up, because usually if I'm like enjoying a book and I want to listen to it instead of read it because I want to get through it, I'll listen to it at maybe 1.75. I have never ever gone to a book at 2.5 speed.
I, on the other hand,
I tried putting it in my husband's ear and he was like, that sounds like gibberish. How are you hearing any? I had no idea.
I, on the other hand, was able to read the whole thing through, and I found a new text. I found a new text format in my Kindle app that works for me to be able to actually read books for longer than 30 minutes.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah, the dyslexic text.
Is that in the Kindle app on your phone or in the Kindle itself?
It's in the Kindle app.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm listening. Hold on.
So, okay, we'll move on to question number 2 then. If there are corrections, what would they be?
Oh my God. Remove all of the smut. Let it be an actual Hallmark Christmas romance.
And I would say you have 2 options on this one for the corrections. Either take out your just horrendous attempt at Seussian fucking poetry, or listen, I say this to people all the time, and I say this and I have been told this actually by our critic. When it comes to writing, brevity.
Yes.
Brevity is your friend. They tried to make some of those so long that it was like, it was unbearable.
It was awful. Okay, hold on. Just remove the smut. That would be my big correction.
Yeah.
I like brevity. The brevity would have. This book did not need to be 400 pages.
Oh, it could have been 150. And been just as fine.
Just as fine. Yeah, but I loved the development of Cole.
Yeah.
That takes time. That takes some time to do. I think it was a little rushed at the end.
Well, yeah, that's because they didn't try to do it until almost halfway through with the car scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I'm in Bookerly. Okay. You said it's open dyslexic?
Yeah, the open dyslexic font. I really like it. It was really easy for my eyes.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get it on the scribe. Not that it really matters for me. Let's be real. Okay, font.
Do you not like the font?
No, it's not that. Oh. I usually have my text tiny because I want to be able to get through a page
Quickly.
Well, not necessarily that, but I want to. When I had my smaller Kindle, it was like I was flicking pages all the time. With the larger one, I have the font very small, and some books, most books, it's usually like due to spacing or whatever. It's more like 1 to 2 pages per screen. So, I can get through it a lot faster, but some books are very difficult for me to get through, and I think this would have helped
Yeah.
if I had
So
known about it.
I, if I use like a
I
traditional
can do it on the Kindle, by the way.
yeah, if I use a traditional text format, I have a tendency like once I get or even reading like a traditional book,
Hmm.
my eyes about an hour in, everything starts to get blurry. I get a lot of eye fatigue. My brain starts getting confused. I start getting real tired. But like that, I was genuinely able. Also, it's written really. That is one thing I will give it. It was written very easy
Hmm.
read.
Yeah, most contemporary books are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on to the third question.
What plot point? I'm looking at the wrong set of questions. What
What's
was
the
a
major
major
plot?
what was a major plot hole?
The entire story, because no, so I mean that because like okay, so what was the driving factor for Story to go to Kringleton?
Her aunt's breaking her hip.
Correct. And her aunt had a broken hip. Her sister was there helping to take care of her, correct?
Right, because Story couldn't be trusted to take care of a person.
To
Which then,
wash her crevices, remember?
well, that was the reason that Story didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do the
Yeah.
sponge bath. But, like, no, that was like, why
But
are you still here then?
what was
Why?
Taryn's profession?
A nurse?
Right. The nurse couldn't figure out that the old lady was faking a broken hip because
Yeah.
she's a good actor, and she
Yeah,
went to a
that's.
fake doctor and like didn't see through this. Come on. Like that felt like it
Yeah.
was just an afterthought where they're like, she was faking it the whole time.
It was redonkulous. That, yeah. Yeah.
That's my major plot hole.
My major plot hole was um the this Kringle contest. Like,
Christmas Kringle,
yeah. First of all, I don't understand why it's a contest. Like,
bragging rights.
this whole town is Christmas. You're doing Christmas all year. You can't decide who's being Christmas in the month of December by everybody doing it all year. You have to
Oh,
pit
that
everybody against each other in the month of December.
that was also something that really irritated me. It early on in the book, right? The
Hmm.
Kringleese. That's what they called the people who were competing in this competition. The
So
Kringleese, right?
stupid.
Was spelt Kringlees.
Hmm.
Kringleese, right?
Hmm.
A quarter of the way, a third of the way through the book, they switched it to Kringle-Lees.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Why did you switch it? Like, just keep it the same. Neither one of them matters. It's a stupid word. It's made
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Okay.
I'm only a little mad at
It's
this book.
just it just I mean, I'm so glad. So it was like 13 hours, and because I had it sped up so much, it actually only lasted maybe like
Five-ish,
eight,
four-ish.
is 7.5, I think it was, because I had
Okay.
it sped up so much. So, but it was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I was done by the time things started getting good when they went to the candy cane class,
Yes.
and I was done by then.
Oh, I was done well before then. I like, I was at that point of where like I was far enough into the book that I wasn't willing to quit,
Yeah.
but also I I was too stubborn to quit. That's what it was. I didn't want to text you and be like, I can't do it. I wanted to, don't get me wrong, but I was like, I'm not going to quit on Christmas.
Quit, please,
So,
because
so
these people were irritating.
oh,
So,
all of them. The
all
only
of
one who had any
them.
redeeming qualities was Atlas
Yeah.
up until the end, and then Cole did.
Like, and the whole back and forth of who's playing who did not make sense in the least. You're both playing each other. That's why you're doing this. Everybody knows you're playing each other.
Hmm.
So why are your teams surmising that the other one is playing the other. It didn't make sense.
It,
It
no,
the
you're in a
whole
competition.
I was just like, come on, Atlas, why would you put that kernel in his brain? And then Taryn mirroring the same sentiment, like
Yeah,
sentiment. That's what I meant.
and then
Sentiment, not sediment. That's something
no,
different.
I knew what you meant. It's fine. For you,
I'm
you
just
can
a
make
little
mistakes for this
tired.
book. This you can make mistakes for this book. This book was a mistake.
It was so bad.
Um,
Okay.
Last question. Well, second to last technically, but so romance, smut, or erotica?
Romance with
None
some
of the
smut.
above.
It was some smut in it. Um, it was
None of the
most.
above.
It was most definitely. If we're gonna name tropes, is most definitely enemies to lovers, which didn't make sense
Yep.
because they weren't really enemies. He was
It's more like
just
frenemies
grudging.
to lover.
Yeah. And then some smut was sprinkled in. There was some fake dating in there.
Uh huh.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah, I get it. So if I have to pick between those three, yeah, it's obviously a romance.
yeah,
But like the whole book is like it's just what if we could drag out the um the flirting phase of a teenage relationship for a decade.
yep,
Like
yeah,
it is a bad representation of like a situationship.
yes,
And like if I had to put it into a cat, the whole book, the whole for like from the moment she calls him Connor, like she's 13 years old and trying to tease her friend because it's look, it's so funny. I don't remember you even though we were best friends before.
yeah,
Stupid. To the moment when they finally like have their moment where they
yeah.
kiss under the mistletoe. It is it is just it is
It's painful.
uncomfortable grown up flirting blue balls. They're unwilling to admit that they want to do it, but everybody knows they want to do it. And
It's ABC's 25 Days of Christmas.
yes,
Yeah. All right, freebie question, sir.
my freebie question. I was gonna go with a fun one, but I know how it's. I already know the answer. It's fine. I don't need to do it.
No, might as
Um,
well. I mean, if you have a better question, go with that. But if you don't, you
trying
might
to
as well
think
ask.
because we've touched on most of this, but I was gonna give you. I guess I could make it slightly more. I was gonna go with the old Mary fuck kill.
Atlas.
I was gonna say Atlas colon story, because those were really the three main characters. Because like we heard about Atlas all the time, we
Yeah.
heard about Cole was literally narrating part of the story,
Yeah.
and Story was narrating part of the story. But I think I already know the answer, and it's gonna be probably I'm gonna say if it were for me I know my answer at least, but I think we both have the same kill.
Story.
Story, yeah.
Yeah.
And I let me guess, Mary Cole and no, I see. For me, it would have that's where it kind of falls off the rails. But
I'm pretty sure I
um,
married Atlas already.
yeah,
So, like,
but but if I were to make it difficult, I'd say
because my husband is nothing but jokes, and that's all that
let's
Atlas was.
yeah let's change it up a little bit. Let's go Aunt Cindy, Taryn, and Story. Mary fuck kill. The three least redeeming characters.
Still kill Story. Um, I mean,
I'd
I'd
marry Aunt
fuck.
Cindy.
I'd marry Aunt Cindy. Okay, she's got a house that's in my colors. Okay, yeah, it looks like a gingerbread house. She has pink marble countertops. Yes, please. And
She's a sassy old broad.
she is.
Oh,
Oh, she'd be baking me all the time. I wouldn't have to bake. I love to bake, but having someone bake for me is kind of awesome. So I would marry Aunt Cindy. I'd fuck Taryn. She gives off, even though I know she has a boyfriend, she gives off some strong lesbian bi vibes. Okay. I imagine that woman in an outback. She lives in Colorado for crying out loud.
That
used to
woman takes
hiking.
charge of a
Yes.
relationship.
I will simp for Taryn, and probably like sit on my knees and wait for her to tell me I'm a good girl. I'm not gonna marry the bitch though. So
No, no.
no, no, that's Aunt Cindy. So yeah,
Yeah.
Cindy,
No,
Taryn story.
there you go. Cool. All
Yeah.
right, that's mine.
Okay. My freebie question to you was, have you ever had fruitcake before?
Yes.
Okay. Was it good or not?
No.
Okay, because apparently there are some good fruitcakes, and it cannot be done in 2 hours. You have to like
Oh, it's a
stew the vet or the fruits and the
fruit.
nuts and stuff like that in like rum or brandy or something like that for a couple of weeks. So the fact that they had this fruitcake fest or this fruitcake contest in 2 hours, none of those fruitcakes should have been good.
So I've only had. I've never had homemade fruitcake.
Okay,
I've
that's the
had.
difference.
But also like I try to avoid foods like I know I don't need to, but like subconsciously I try to avoid a lot of foods that have like alcohol in them and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's just personal thing for me at
Yeah.
this point. But I
It does get baked
yeah I,
off.
yeah I know it does, I know, but it's I don't know, it's a weird thing in my brain.
Okay. I get
But
it. I get it.
like I I would definitely try a homemade cheesecake. Of course, homemade cheesecake. Anyways, fruit cake, um, the lesser of two cakes. Um, but
Cheesecake is a
but
pie. I'm
like,
sorry. It's not a cake.
huh?
Cheesecake is a pie, not a cake.
Um,
It's got a
it's amazing. Is
crust.
what it is.
It
It's
is. It
amazing.
is
Is what it
amazing.
is.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
But like, it just I it's exactly how like they kind of joke. It's like, oh, it's always dry or it tastes like blah blah blah, and
Hmm.
like that's how I felt like. But again, I had it from a tin, which makes me think that those people, or that person who wrote the book, probably has only had it from a tin or something of that nature, or
Yeah.
store bought or something.
Those boxes of panettone like
Yeah,
come to mind. My husband did buy one of those from Winco recently and hated it. So
that tracks.
yeah. Well, guys, that was How My Neighbor Stole Christmas, which now that I think about it, that title is most definitely Cole talking about Taryn, not story talking about Cole.
Yeah, it's
Stupid.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know if they thought that far ahead.
No, probably not. It was released. My dumbass just returned the damn book, so I don't have it readily available in front of me.
2022, 2024.
I think it was 24. Let me pull it back up. It is by Megan Quinn. It is sitting solidly at 4 stars. So 54,000 other suckers disagreed with our rating.
Cool. Good for you.
54,598 ratings at 4 stars. It is number 14 on the Amazon charts this week, and it's 482 pages long.
It is a 3.75 on Goodreads.
Yeah, still too much. It was published in October of 24, so last year. There is a second one, which is Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animals, which does take Atlas's story by the horns at that point. I can
After
only hope that it's a Home Alone referenced book at that point.
it has to be at
Has
that
to
point.
be. But
Oh
we
God, I
thought
feel
it
like
sucked, so
I
Merry
feel like I need to read it
Christmas.
just to know.
Well, if you do, report back.
I
Thank you
if
guys.
if I read that, we'll do a 2 minute short on it because I'm not doing an hour.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, 2 minutes is
First,
too
first,
long.
first short on the Pretty Little Death channel will just be me being like, yeah.
We do have shorts. I just haven't done them in a while.
Oh, okay.
Usually they were just like books that I read that week, and I
I
thought people
I
should
could
even should know whether or not they should read or should not read.
I could do it one on Cold Sweat.
Oh my gosh. If you like shorts, I do have a recommendation for you. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to recommend this book to Nigel. It's right up your alley. It is a
Okay.
very short book, and it is called Pretty Little Death. Is recorded by the Bestie and the Critic, edited by the Critic, graphics done by the Bestie. All opinions are original and in no way are paid by the author.